Good morning. It is Monday, December 2nd. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving holiday break. Let it be restful or productive, whatever you needed. Thanks for joining us again today on Up to the Minute. I'm Dr. Nicholas Cox. I'm the interim dean of HCC's Liberal Arts, Humanities, and Education programs. And I'm here this morning with co-host Benji Escobar, HCC TV production specialist. Benji, how are you this morning?
I'm pretty good. Feeling a little bit under the weather, but I'm hanging in there.
Are you impacted by this cold, hot weather change
May,
we've been having?
maybe so. I'm feeling it in my throat, but we're gonna push through it.
All right, sounds good. Well, why don't you tell us where our audience can find us besides live today?
Yes, we are live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, but Houston Community College District. We're also on YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV, our own TV channel, where you can catch a rebroadcast of this show at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
All right, well, thank you for that, Benji. We'll come back to you later with our second guest. And today, for Mental Health Monday, that guest is Jasmine Shah. Jasmine, welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I understand you're the director of the Mind, Body, Spirit Institute at the Jung Center of Houston, and you are our Mental Health Monday guest today. We're going to come back for the second segment today, and Benji will give you a little bit of time to talk about what you do at the Jung Center. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, well, first, we're going to turn our attention and feature a student success story here at HCC, and that is Nick Granado. He made his way to HCC after serving in the U.S. military. Welcome to the show, Nick. Nick, please unmute if you can, please. Welcome to the
Good
show.
morning. Morning. How are you? Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure.
Well, you were introduced to the HCC Board of Trustees as a student who secured a credential of value, and you came to HCC with, I understand, more than 20 years of service in the military. Is that right?
It's actually 20 years to the day. It's very rare to be exactly 20 years.
Well, tell us, how did you get from the U.S. military to HCC? What was that path like?
So I'm originally from a small town out in West Texas. Grew up from a humble background and traditional family, and college was not something that I wanted to pursue out of high school. I think I'd had enough time with books. I really enjoyed playing sports, but not so much all everything else. So I was looking for which path to take, and I figured that I would do something that would kind of get me started in life. So I joined the United States Army. I had a great recruiter, a really solid guy. I actually still talk to him now. And once I joined as a military policeman in August, or I left for basic training August of 2004. So I had graduated in May, and I took off in August. And then after that, I hit my first duty station, hit the ground running, took Fort Stewart, Georgia is where I started out, and 4 deployments to Afghanistan, two out of Fort Stewart, and then I went to Afghanistan again from Germany and Fort Bliss when I had a station Fort Bliss. Now I got to take a knee for a little bit, so I was an instructor for the non-commissioned officer developmental, and then I was an instructor ROTC, and I was a drill sergeant for a short time as well.
Well,
They asked
once
me to
you,
do a third year, but I didn't want to do the third year.
all right, by the time that they wanted you to do another year of that, you were ready for college again. You came back to HCC, is that right?
Yeah, so after I retired, I had always had an interest in electricity. I don't know where this interest came from. I mean, I've done small things, outlets, fans, light fixtures at the house. But when I began my pursuit for what to do, I started calling around to everyone and see, kind of get an idea, doing my homework, so to speak, of who would take me, what was going to be the procedure, what I need to do. I found out some good information. But actually, Mr. Adams at HCC was the first one to answer his phone and also keep in contact with me, but through both phone and email. And he gave me a very extensive brief on everything that the program involved. And he was also telling me about something that he had going on. Is a new thing called smart home technology. Kind of gave me an idea of what it was. I was like, well, I'm kind of up for anything, especially pioneering something new.
Well,
So
Nick, let's come back to smart building technology in just a minute because I want to know more about that. Our audience would probably be very interested as well. But twice I've heard you mention something about your Army recruiter and about Mr. Adams at HCC. It sounds to me like these personal contacts that people make with you to help guide you along with your career goals. That seems like it had a tremendous impact for you. Is that fair to say?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would say that I'm old fashioned. I don't think you're ever going to beat face to face. So I enjoy speaking with people. And then I think you can read a lot of off of people. And my recruiter was a really good guy, Mr. Adams. He's a really good guy. Spoke very passionately about this program, Smart Home Technology. And I was captivated by his enthusiasm for the program. So I was like, okay, well, what's going on? And he kind of explained to me that the in-home technology, or smart home, so to speak, everybody's got, Ring cameras, and then there's fridges that have computers in them, and you have all their stuff that's hooked up inside. You got your lights dimming and going. You got fireplaces automatic. You got all these special lighting in the home. Well, all of these things are connected. You can connect them, and then the person, the owner, the resident, right? They can operate it off of something. He was showing me how all of these different things are connected and how they can work together and everything like that. It's a new program because although there's been other places that have done it, nobody is doing it in the state of Texas, not a university. And as far as we understand, there's no formal education in the United States at all for this specific program. So it really is pioneering something new, and I'm excited to be part of it.
Yeah, I do think that HCC is very responsive to changing needs in our public and our job market. And I agree with you that this sort of smart buildings and smart houses and the interweaving of internet connected devices into electrical engineering and house design, building design, all of that cutting edge stuff. So tell me about your experience as a student at HCC. What kind of coursework and what experiences have you had as a student on these topics, learning about smart buildings?
Dr. Cox, you and your audience will probably find it very entertaining that I have never been a tech guy. So all of my family and friends that are watching, they're going to tell you this guy has never been about tech ever. So me being in this program is also comical, not only to me and to them. It's been very interesting. So learning about all this new tech and all this new stuff has been challenging for me, but I'm also enjoying it. Man, it's been a great ride. And HCC, everybody I've spoken to is ready to go, and I'm very impressed with HCC's. I'm receiving constant communication. Anytime I reach out, whether by phone or email, I receive notifications back or somebody gets back with me. I have not met a single person since I've been here that wants you to fail. Everybody is out for your success. And of all the students that are here, I'm very impressed with the organization that is happening and the classrooms. A lot of them seem new. Even some of these buildings have been around for a while. Classrooms still seem new, and rolling in new equipment all the time to keep up to date with what's changing and going on out there. All the different classrooms, because I'm specifically going for electrician and smart home technology, but I see other classrooms are for carpentry and HVAC and all of these things, and they have up to date stuff as well that they're learning off of. So I've been really impressed with HCC staying up to date and the cleanliness, everything, and the organization of everything.
No, that's great. I think it's absolutely wonderful to hear you describe positive experiences with our workforce programs because I agree. A lot of people around the Houston area might want to get reskilled or retrained or start a second career, and they may have a lot of options available to them in terms of schools that they may go to. And yet, things you've highlighted, like our technology, our forward positioning in the new markets, and our personal connections that we make with students, prospective and current students. These are
Yes,
all
sir.
things that I hope people would learn more about.
Yeah,
Uh,
and just here to get the word out. Like, hey, the HCC's made the process super simple. I love serving our country, love the United States Army. I did it for over half of my life. I'm being literal, right? And this next step is providing so many opportunities. I'm telling you, if you don't really know where to go next, HCC is going to help you along the way. I mean, I'm living the American dream. Don't let anybody tell that it's not there because it's there. You just want to have to, you just need to put in the work for it, but it's still there. I'm enjoying it.
Good. When you're finished with your smart building technology training and your electrical training here at HCC, do you anticipate continuing to be a student, maybe going into those programs you mentioned earlier, like carpentry or other HVAC or anything else?
You know,
Um,
Dr. Cox, that's a great question. That's something that I've been discussing with my wife. My Catholic faith and my family are the two most important things in my life, and that's what I stay focused on, and then God's going to provide the rest. So I discussed with my wife doing communications because I was pretty good with radios when I was in Afghanistan, and they were really interesting. We got to use all types of cool antennas and working with radio waves and satellite waves and jammers and all this stuff that was really, really fun and interesting to me. So I've discussed with my wife about pursuing something like that. And I'm being literal here. I've received so many job offers, and I'm only 9 weeks into my first semester, and I'm getting nonstop job offers from everywhere. And I don't know, I didn't know if that was a thing or not, but and the HCC constantly has job markets open up. So I don't know. I'll discuss it with the wife, pray on it, and then we'll
About
see.
about the next steps. All right. Well, we
Yes,
have a
sir.
little bit less than 1 minute to go, but I wanted to ask, as you described earlier, have you have experience with training and teaching within the Army? Once you get on the other side of this program, have you ever thought about teaching as well?
I'm open to that idea. Yes, sir. I've done training and teaching and all that before. That was really primary my job in the Army. All right. And
Yeah.
then when I got promoted, then our younger guys and gals were taking over that training of our soldiers because then I got stuck with the admin work. That's just the nature of it, right? But yeah,
Hey, I understand.
that was pretty much my whole job was training, teaching, and mentoring, coaching, teacher, and mentoring. Excuse me.
All right. Well, thank you so much. That's Nick Granado, HCC student in our Smart Building Technology program and a U.S. Army veteran. Nick, we'll have more information about you in our post after the show.
Hey, well, thank you for the opportunity today, Dr. Cox. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you. You too. After a commercial break, Benji will visit with our Mental Health Monday guest.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
That one day at PE when they were like yelling at me and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me. I finally like knew that I had somebody.
All right, we are back on Up to the Minute, and now we have Jasmine Shah, Director of Mind Body Spirit Institute for the Jung Center of Houston, and our Mental Health Monday guest. Welcome to the show, Jasmine.
Hi, Benji. Thanks so much for having me. Yes.
Yeah, of course. Let's begin with just like a brief description of the institute and what it is.
Yeah, I would love to. So MBSI, which is the Mind Body Spirit Institute at the Jung Center, we are leading the way in how we teach others to live more balanced lives, productive lives, and healthier lives. And we have classes, consulting work, and training professionals where we work with individuals and organizations to help reduce stress and burnout and improve overall well-being and health, and of course, nourish the human spirit. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I know you said right here burnout and improve health resilience. I mean, we're seeing a lot of that now, more that people are, I guess there's a lot of people working from home, stuff like that. They just don't know when to stop. Is that like a thing that's becoming like a problem, I guess, in society?
Yeah, and there are actually a lot of studies that are showing that more and more. So burnout is a very severe issue right now, and we find it really important to tackle with the tools and even the meditation classes that we provide. So yes.
Wow. Wow. What are some things that folks can do to kind of like, not get there to that point where they're just burnt out?
Yeah, that's a great question. So at MBSI, one of the things, the core elements of our mission is self-care. And I think on a day-to-day basis, we forget self-care. And not to oversimplify it, but whether at MBSI, you can take a meditation class to bring more calm or presence, or we work with educators to help them also prioritize their self-care needs and understand them better. And then also we work with healthcare providers to understand their mental health issues so that they could empower the other people in their unit or, the people that they work with. So we're kind of supporting the journey every step of the way. Yeah.
Well, that's great. We want to also get into some of your specific events that are coming up. But tell us about, some of those that are coming up and anything else that you have going on.
Yeah, absolutely. We have so many amazing events and faculty members, and there's definitely a variety. So, conscious aging is a community that we have part of the Jung Center. And Karen Waldman, she'll be doing a class called
Mhm.
Discover How to Pursue Your Best Retirement Ever. That's going to take place on Thursday. So that's one, if you're interested in something like that. Then we also have a class by Antonio Karim Lanfranchi, and he will be guiding this lecture series from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's called Encounter the Importance of the Other and What Happens to the Self When Our Paths Lose Connection. So that's a really interesting one as well. And yeah, and then I'll pause there, but
Yeah.
yeah, in case you have other questions, but I can go on with more classes if you'd like me
I
to.
mean, I have a lot going on, so that's
Yeah,
great to hear, and it's good for folks to hear some of these events that are going on. And I know our regular Jung guest, Dr. Sean
yeah,
Fitzpatrick, he joined somebody in the class. Is also
yeah. Absolutely. So Sean and Ginger, they're going to co-teach a class. It's going to be a wonderful class. They actually are going to talk about personal mental health stories and how talking about them can be very empowering and sharing that experience as well as from a professional standpoint. So highly recommend that one as well to get a good sense of how mental health affects us all. Yeah.
okay. And I know this next one that I'm going to ask about. I think it's more suited for me because I'm a person who likes to make people laugh. I have like having a good time, and I just think laughter is just a good, I guess, medicine, I guess, for anybody. And you have this laugh for the health of it, which is a yoga class, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah, and you said it perfectly. Laughter is medicine. Yeah, the more we laugh, the better it can be for our health. So Lee Coffey is a master practitioner. He's been teaching at the Young Institute for a while now, and he'll be talking about the benefits of laughter, how it could be medicinal, right, for our bodies and our mind. And that takes place on Saturday, December 14th. So highly recommend that one as well. Yeah.
Okay. So do you know what's gonna be going on during the class? Like really like it's just kind of like laugh here and like how would that work?
Yes, I do. I would say there will be a lot of laughter. I'm sure sometimes people feel a little nervous about laughing or, intimidated or whatnot. But I think when you laugh in community, it's contagious, right? And those
Yeah.
benefits definitely ripple out. So there will be laughter, and he can infuse a little bit of didactic around why that's important too. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I've always been a person I've never done yoga before. And I know a lot
Mhm.
of stuff is kind of they have some yoga and I've heard it's very good to kind of de-stress yourself, kind of get more into your mental I guess world or what you got going on up there to clear out. But tell us, I mean, how yoga could be helpful for somebody who hasn't done it before.
Yeah, that's a great question. I personally have been practicing yoga for a very long time, and I used to be in corporate America. I was very in a high stress environment.
Mhm.
So, personal benefits, as well as what yoga is good for, is just de-stressing first and creating a really good mind-body connection. Sometimes we live from neck up, right, in our
Yeah.
societies, and we lose that connection with our bodies. So I believe that yoga really creates a good foundation for connecting with our bodies as well and coming from a more mindful place, creating a sense of compassion, feeling more present in our day and around people that we surround ourselves with.
Yeah.
So,
And not only that, but it's also a good kind of like an exercise, right? I've heard people
yeah.
that they use this as an exercise sometimes.
Absolutely. And even the breathing techniques like Lee Coffey, I believe he will be teaching some breathing techniques as well, which is also detoxifying for the system and just energizing as well. So, yeah.
Awesome. And then lastly, just tell us about the cadence of life. I mean, can you tell us more
Yes.
about that a bit?
Yeah, I'm actually thinking of enrolling in that one myself, but it's
Okay.
really exciting because it's an immersive experience, and Duke Hunter and Farida McGeed, they're both coming together in a very powerful way, and it's called Have Fun, diving into the powerful connection between rhythm, movement, and the human experience. And so they'll be actually bringing in drumming as well.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and sound bowls and real music to
Oh.
engage our bodies and see how that works with our bodies as well. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jasmine, for sharing all those
Absolutely.
events with us. We're glad to have you on the show and sharing that all with us. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
And it was lovely talking to you. And yeah, check out our website for so much more.
Yes, Jasmine Shah, director of the Mind Body Spirit Institute of the Jung Center of Houston, and our Mental Health Monday guest. And like you said, we'll have all of that on our post after the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next, we have a quick commercial break, but don't leave because Nick and I will return with some news and announcements.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
All right, we are back with some news and announcements. First up, tonight, the Classics return. There's a Monday night big band event here at our Northwest Campus Performing Arts Center. Don't miss these award-winning classics from the big band era in an end-of-semester performance by our ensemble students. Again, time is short. This is tonight at 7:30 p.m. at the HCC Northwest Performing Arts Center. The program is entirely free, so check our post after the show, and hopefully you can go out tonight and see some music.
Yeah, and next up we have Finals Mania. Let's taco about it. HCC Southeast has the answer for students who want to stress less during the final season and more tacos. Join Student Life and the library for a week of fun events, including this one, which should fill you up with good times. This will take place Tuesday, December 3rd from 10 a.m. to noon at the HCC Eastside Learning Hub. Check out our post after the show for more info.
Sounds great. You know, I'm over here at Eastside, so I might have to wander over there.
There you go.
Steal a few tacos. All right, so our virtual studio gallery is open. This is an online exhibition. It features our student exhibition called Spatial I/O Spaces with works from all campuses. Awards will be given in design, foundations of art, drawing, graphic design, and digital media. The artist reception and awards is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Friday, December 6th, and the exhibition runs through December 6th. It's entirely online. You can check our post after the show for more information.
All right, and we're calling all NISA nominations for faculty and staff. I hope I said that right. Each academic year, HCC recognizes outstanding faculty and staff for a NISOD award. Any HCC faculty or staff member may nominate a full-time faculty or staff member, and self-nominations are accepted. HCC is seeking outstanding, engaging, and innovative individuals. The deadline to nominate is noon, January 10th, 2025. The criteria and form are in our post after the show.
Yeah, I would just really encourage everybody out there to file those NISOD nominations. It is a really, it's a big honor for faculty and staff to win a NISOD award. So if you're out there, you can nominate yourself, you can nominate your peer, you can nominate someone that works for you. Definitely make sure you guys do that. All right, so there are also benefits for military vets. If HCC veterans and military affiliated students have military education benefits, they can use them for continuing ed and for credit courses. In addition, they can pair those benefits with financial aid to make their education more affordable. Check our post after the show for registration and financial aid information.
All right, now we have spring registration has begun. Registration for the spring semester is going on now, with classes being offered in a variety of programs and various semester lengths. HCC courses are also offered in a range of modalities, including online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid in-person, and hybrid lab. So to learn more about these HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, please visit hccs.edu/apply.
Well, Benji, first I want to say thank you for stepping in as co-host this morning. I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, of course. It's always fun.
All right. And for everybody else out there, coming up for Tasty Tuesday, Central Market will return with some tips for your holiday planning. And also, not to be outdone, but for Good Works Wednesday, Fort Bend's Bates Allen Park will discuss its You Pick Garden, where you can pick your own greens. See you then.